Welcome to Aadhaar Data Insights demo. Aadhaar is a 14-digit individual identification number issued by the Unique Identification Authority of India on behalf of the Government of India. Any individual, irrespective of age and gender, who is a resident of India can enroll for Aadhaar. This number will serve as a proof of identity and address anywhere in India and will help in getting access to services like banking, mobile phone connections, etc. Aadhaar enrollment process in India began in September of 2010. As of 17th August 2013, a total of 403 million users or approximately 40 crore Aadhaar cards have been issued. The Unique Identification Authority of India has made Aadhaar enrollment data publicly available for research. You can go to the Aadhaar public data portal to access this data. This application utilizes the data to analyze Aadhaar enrollment and rejection cases with respect to state, district, gender, age, enrollment agency, etc. Datasets in form of CSV have been downloaded for dates 5th September 2013 to 11th September 2013 for analysis. Let's have a look at the application now. There are principally three dashboards in the application that provide user the ability to do analysis on Aadhaar generation application rejection by criteria such as geography, gender, age. Now let's have a look at each of these dashboards individually. The dashboard is divided into four sections. The first being the map of India, where the topmost number represents the Aadhaar generated for a particular period, and the bottom number represents the enrollment rejection during that period. The period over here represents data from September 5th, 2013 to 11th September 2013. The darkness of the color of a particular state indicates the number of applications that has been received for a particular area. So darker a region, more number of applications or Aadhaar cards have been generated for that particular state during that period. Over here, we can clearly see Maharashtra being the state having the maximum number of enrollments for Aadhaar for the period 5th September to 11th September 2013. A similar view can be observed on the right hand side, which is a bubble chart. The size of the circle denotes the number of Aadhaar enrollments for that particular period. However, the rejection is denoted by the color of the circle. So the darker the color means more number of enrollments has been rejected from that particular area. So in this chart, we can clearly analyze that Maharashtra has the maximum number of Aadhaar card generated for this period, and however, maximum enrollments have been rejected for Kerala. We can get this data from the bar chart also. Clearly, the Kerala region has the maximum number of rejected Aadhaar cards for this period. So this kind of analysis helps in understanding how are the states performing in terms of enrollments, and out of how many of them are the true applications, how many are the false applications or the incomplete applications. We can further analyze this particular state to find out. Actually, this data is kind of indicating because Kerala has a higher literacy rate. Even a state having higher literacy rate, having so many rejections means there's some kind of problem with the system or some other problems that needs to be analyzed, because there's less chance that the people over there would do error in terms of filling up the forms. On the bottom half, we can see this denotes a trend for the period 5th September to 11th September. So the interesting trend to notice here is for the number of cards generated on 9th September, are peaking on 9th September. 9th September being a Monday, and it's dropping on the next day, that is September 10. Okay, we can use this trend analysis to see is there a pattern to it. So let's select a particular state and see whether this pattern is repeating across all the states. So for example, let's pick the state where there has been highest number of enrollments. Okay, we observe that again on 9th September, that is Monday, during the whole week, maximum number of enrollments were close to maximum during the September 9th or the Monday. Let's validate this for another state. Let's pick up a bigger state, for example, Karnataka. Okay, we clearly observe that this trend is more or less consistent. Monday being the peak period, and the very next day, the, the number of enrollments drop. So this kind of trend analysis help us to analyze how we can utilize our manpower, or how we can deploy our contractor workforce on a particular day to handle work pressure. I will now try to explain you this dotted line over here. For that, I will individually go to that worksheet. So this basically is the trend line. So what we have done here is to plot a trend line, and you can see the trend model for this. So it gives you what is the R square value for this particular trend line equation and what is the P value. So this has been automatically generated, and you can draw inference using this data. Uh, Based on this chart, we can also do a forecast, and you can see we had data till 11 September. However, we can get a forecast of number of enrollments that will happen till September 20th. Now this is clearly an average line. So it has taken the data for the last 7 days to project what will the on an average future enrollment would be. We can actually change this model. You can describe the options. So you can say for how many days you want the forecast to happen. You can actually the past data that has been used to make the forecast, you can ignore the number of days. So you can limit, instead of using the past 7 days data, you can use past 5 days data to make the forecast. Let's drop this one now. Okay, let's go to another dashboard, which is the gender age analysis dashboard. It's a little bit crowded here, so let me try to explain each of these charts individually. So on the left hand side, the gender F represents female enrollments, gender M represents male enrollments, and another unique thing that Aadhaar enrollment has done is to bring out transgender people who have enrolled for this process. Clearly, the number of enrollments from transgender people have been very low, or people have not indicated their clear preference for this. If you observe the number of enrollments between female and male, clearly both of them are following a similar pattern. So we can say on proportionate basis, even though the number of female enrollments are compared to male enrollments, however, more or less they are following the same pattern. On the right hand side, we have this trend chart by number of enrollments by gender and as well as age. So if I, for example, pick up only the female enrollments, and I observe that age group 16 to 30 are the group which has the maximum enrollments, followed by the age group 31 to 45, followed by age group 6 to 15. Let's observe what is the trend between the male gender. So we observe that the same kind of age band people are enrolling in the male gender category. So clearly, a lot younger people are enrolling for Aadhaar as compared to older people. So that is between age group 16 to 30, followed by 31 to 45, followed by 6 to 15. So this can be a useful data for sociologists to understand how people are enrolling in this process. The last dashboard that I want to cover is the state information dashboard. Uh, Let me bring up all the data. So this represents the number of Aadhaar generated for a particular state. Clearly Maharashtra is leading the pack, and this represents the number of enrollments that has been rejected. However, the data that is available on the portal doesn't talk about what is the population of the state or what is the size of the state. But if we want to get the data, we can get it through an open source like Google. So if you click on a particular state, it will bring up that web page below, and you can open the Wikipedia page for that. And if you go down, you can see the area of the particular state and the population for that state. You can do a comparative analysis of what is the population of the state versus how many enrollments have happened. So this kind of analysis brings in the external data also into the application. I hope you have enjoyed the Aadhaar Data Insights application demo. Thank you for taking time to watch this demo. Please have a look at some of the other demos as well.